Okay, so we're gonna do something different. I'm gonna do something different. Flow control. Flow control is still flow control. We haven't changed that part. But you may notice you're not looking at me. You're not looking at me at all. Because I am too tired to turn on the spotlights, change my outfit. I decided to lay down, relax, and communicate. Now, since I never want to do a 40-minute video, I decided to add a timer, 15 minutes in this case. So, in 15 minutes, whatever I've said in this journal entry will be wrapped up as shortly as possible. Alright, now what you're looking at, I have no idea right now. It's probably trippy because for whatever reason, that is my artistic styling. Alright, okay, so in the name of responsible success, let us pursue the point. Okay, so the spirit wave at this point is all about taking the result of an exploration that I have undergone for decades and exploring how to share the results of that exploration. It is hard. Life is hard. And so I always seem to want to go back to the economy. I don't know why. I do know why. Because the economy is at the heart of all the world's problems. All of the societal problems come really from the economy. Think about it. The environment, technological issues, health issues, political issues, informational issues. All of it is tied to money. And so that's why I like to always turn to the economy. It's the economy, stupid, is what they say commonly. And I really disagree with calling you stupid because that's socially unhealthy. And part of this exploration into sharing the result of my other exploration is social health. And I don't want to disrespect you by calling you stupid. You're not necessarily stupid. You could be much smarter than me. So, it's about the economy. And we're all tied down to an ever-degrading, monstrously corrupt economy. The financial experts will tell us, have told us, that confidence is key to the success of the economy. Who has confidence in this massively corrupt, overvalued pile of garbage called the global economy? Who has confidence in it? People buying gold? Do they have confidence? I don't even know where to go. It's all about the currencies. That's what enables all of us on the planet to go and buy food, among other key items in life. If those currencies terminate, and they all will eventually, then economy comes to a horrific halt. Now, I've watched very intelligent people tell us that the dollar, the global reserve currency, is resilient. It shows signs of not being devalued, but they don't talk about the M2 money supply. They don't talk about basic monetary inflation. And I know this is boring, I get it, but it's so critical. Because the anger in this world is tied down largely to monetary inflation. You add more money into the system via quantitative easing, whatever it is. It's a tax, a hidden tax most people don't realize. You add more money to the system, the money becomes less valuable because it's still being used to buy the same amount of products and services. So the money is easier to come by, so it's not worth as much, which is majorly why prices keep going up in basically everything. It's a tax. And in the case of the dollar, the global reserve currency, because of how that dollar is tied into the global economy, it's a tax upon all of us on this planet, not just Americans. And the media doesn't properly report on this, of course. They don't want you knowing. The people in power who own the media don't want you thinking monetary inflation. If you say monetary inflation, they gaslight you. They say you're crazy, you're an idiot, it's not monetary inflation, it's greed, it's all this other stuff. And it's like, well, yeah, there's plenty of greed, all right. But that's attached to monetary inflation. Because these people, according to the M2 money supply, which you can see for yourself, it's a chart that goes up and up and up and up. I mean, massively to like $9 trillion, but they have all these other different accounts, a repo account, a reverse repo account. They're doing all sorts of tricks to make things look different. They complicate the system in order to perpetuate the illusion of a perpetual market boom. They want the economy to look like it's always going up. The business cycle is the boom-bust cycle. In all of history, there's never been a permanent boom. Every boom has a corresponding bust. So the boom, when it becomes dramatically inflated like it is now, I mean monstrously inflated, has a corresponding bust. It's not an if, it's a when. And when that wave finally strikes its blow against the global economy, a wave of starvation, a massive wave of starvation, billions of people all around the world, billions. And what's going to do it? Monetary inflation, which exists because of debt. Money is debt. They loan the money into existence via, they loan the money into existence, but they don't loan the interest. So there's never enough money. You could have all the money on the planet right now, and you couldn't pay all the debt. You never can. So it just keeps going up. More monetary inflation. is always a solution. Every financial crisis, it's cut interest rates, quantitative easing. It's more money. And right now, to perpetuate the illusion of a boom, they keep inflating the dollar. But what you'll see recently is that they realized this, of course, it's economics 101, and they started to pull back on the M2 money supply. And so you can see it on the chart. It kind of starts to dip down again, and then it dips back up. Because you see, as soon as they dip it down, the markets start to panic. It's a drug. It's an addiction. The markets want the money supply to keep always going up to create the illusion of economic success. So the confidence in the economy in the world right now is basically a drug-like effect. It's unhealthy. Companies are overvalued horribly. And eventually, all it takes is basically one person to lose confidence in their net worth. They look at their money situation, they say, you know what? I don't think that all these digital documents telling me that the number after the dollar sign or whatever currency is real. I don't think it's there. And if I'm not careful, when the bust comes, that money's going to go poof, at least to some major degree. I mean, look at the charts. I go to tradingview.com. I'm not advertising. Like, they're not paying me for this. But that's where professional traders tend to go. And you can see the charts. Look at the Dow Jones going all the way back to the 1920s and 30s. Look at the Great Depression. It's nothing. You can't even see it. It's so small relative to this massive wave upwards in recent decades. It's enormously monstrous. It's scarily monstrous here on Halloween. Terrifying. And you can look at the NASDAQ, which goes back to 1985, and you will see around the recent turn of the millennium a rise up. That was the dot-com boom. At the time, and you can see in the chart, it's epic. It's massive, unprecedented. Buy your dot-com stocks. Keep buying them. Keep buying your dot-com stocks. I don't care if the businesses are stupid. If they say .com, pour millions and millions and millions of dollars into it. And eventually reality sets in, and you can see on the NASDAQ chart, it goes boom. It goes bust. And you can see it. And that was the dot-com boom bust. It was massive. I was alive at the time, and it was massive. I've always lived check to check, so I've had no choice but to never have assets, which means I never accrue wealth, which means I'm struggling financially, like most people. But then to the right of the dot-com boom bust on the NASDAQ, you see this monstrous rise. That's like 4 to 5 times more massive than the dot-com boom and bust. And that's what's scary on Halloween and beyond. That boom has a corresponding bust. The one message that should socially, healthily prevail here at Spirit Wave is balance is might. Balance. Okay, so I just had the 15-minute alarm go off, so I want to wrap up this entry. Look, we don't know where these entries going to go, but I just don't want them to go on for too long. It's the economy. There's so much to say and so little opportunity to say it. But I want to keep refining these journal entries so we can get the format down, get the social connectivity up, and start to make a difference in the name of composure, civility, health. Spirit Wave is here. Flow Control is this journal to connect us to the spirit wave, which connects us to the certainty that is the true definition of might itself. What goes around might has prevailed now for thousands, if not millions of years. All the people in power are fighting it out over what goes around might. Meanwhile, there's a smaller voice of what goes around comes around might. Right? What goes around comes around. There's no free lunch. There's always a catch. Karma, wrath of God. Every action is an opposite and equal reaction. Now, of course, the people in power simply dismiss what goes around comes around might because they can just downplay it. Oh, whatever, that's just an opinion, a philosophy, a religion. So the spirit wave comes along and says, no, actually it's a firm certainty that what goes around comes around might is superior. It is supreme. Demonstrably. That is the result of the exploration that I have previously made, and now am exploring how to position that message so that you will tell other yous to tune in to Flow Control, to connect us all to Spirit Wave and the true, certain definition of might that undermines the greed. It undermines the narcissism, the sociopathy, the psychopathy, the manipulation, the selfish manipulation of us all for the sake of the illusion of power in the ultimate expression of power. So, for now, happy Halloween. In a world that seemingly is increasingly scarier in an unhappily way. But there is light, there is darkness, and both can be positive, because darkness sometimes protects the innocent, while light can be abusively be used to uncover, expose the innocent to the victimization. All right, I think that's enough. I wish I had a better vibe right now, just a better mood. But this is a journal entry. This is where I'm at. Life is hard. Reality's just metaphorically kicking me in the balls a bit. And it's not fun. But I'm not quitting. This is too important. So later on.